The Gen 9 DLC is finally here, and the competitive singles metagame is about to look completely different. Pokemon from past generations have finally returned to Gen 9, including all of the starter Pokemon, and some of these old fan favorites might just be better than ever. Many Pokemon have been buffed significantly, with all new moveset options and abilities. Some Pokemon that were already available in Gen 9 have also been buffed in this DLC, with the addition of some very significant new TMs and move tutor options. Let's take a look at the most noteworthy Pokemon that have just been buffed in Gen 9. Empoleon has returned to Gen 9, folks, along with all the other starters, and I mean, this is one of my favorite starters of all time. I love the water steel typing, the visual design, has some cool tools, great in Gen 4 OU when it first came out, survived power creep decently. I mean, it's ranked in UU most generations, but Empoleon got some awesome new buffs. First of all, the ability competitive. It used to have Defiant, which raised attack if you get a stat lowered. Now it's competitive, raises special attack, obviously way better on Empoleon. It's a special attacking Pokemon. This is going to be great for doubles and singles. I mean, in doubles, Intimidate's common. This is going to proc competitive. You know what's common in singles? Defog. Imagine Empoleon switching in on a Corviknight clicking Defog. You just gave them a free nasty plot. Maybe you run like Agility, Surf, Ice Beam, Grass Knot, something like this. They can never click Defog, basically. Unless they want to create the most dangerous penguin of all time. That's their choice. And if you want to use Empoleon defensively, guess what? They gave it Roost. This is incredible. It's a form of immediate healing. Many Pokemon would kill for this. Empoleon has it now. Also, Flip Turn. I mean, Flip Turn has been distributed a lot more. It's a TM now. A lot more stuff has it, including Empoleon. This is pivoting. This is now utility. Empoleon also has Stealth Rock. I think it had this before. It does not have Defog, unfortunately. It had that in Gen 8 and prior, I believe. They've never given that back to Empoleon. But these are some amazing new options. I mean, I don't know if this is good enough for OU power level. We'll have to see. But it's got potential. I think at least UU minimum. And Gen 9 UU is basically like previous Gen's OU in terms of power level. Like, there's some really broken stuff in UU. So for Empoleon to keep up in this way, it's gotten so many new tools. I love all these buffs. I think these are great buffs for Empoleon. Gliscor is back, folks. This Pokemon was not in Gen 8, but in every generation Gliscor has been in, it's been OU. One of those really consistent competitive Pokemon that always seems to be good. I think it's going to be OU in Gen 9. Once again, I'm just going to say it. I think, in fact, it's going to be better than ever. Still has knockoff. A lot of stuff has lost knockoff. Gliscor still has it. That's really significant. Still has Toxic. I mean, more stuff has Toxic again now, since the DLC, introducing Toxic as a TM, but this is noteworthy. Still has U-turn. Lost Defog, but Gliscor has gained Spikes. This is enormous. A lot of ground types gained Spikes in Gen 9. Gliscor with Spikes is massive. And Poison Heal is one of those low-key contenders for best abilities in the game. I mean, what's great about Poison Heal? Not only is it basically a better leftovers, but knockoff will not prevent your chip healing. If you knock off Gliscor, it loses the Toxic Orb, but it just needs to be poisoned to heal. So that does nothing. So you can't knock off Gliscor to stop its healing. You also can't status it. Since it's already poisoned, it is completely immune to status. It's one of the best abilities in the game. I think with Terra enhancing defensive value, I mean, look at how good defensive abilities have been buffed by Terra, like Magic Bounce Hatterene, going, you know, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Garganacl, obviously, Goldango, all these Pokemon with these OP defensive abilities that are immune to status. Gliscor is much the same. Gliscor is an incredible Terra abuser. It has all the same utility it always has, minus Defog. It now has Spikes, which is a massive buff. Gliscor is going to be incredible, 100%. A lot of you were probably frightened upon hearing that Scald is back. That Toxapex may return to its former glory. Well, folks, I have some good news. Toxapex does not learn Scald. But guess who does? Alolan. And that name is always a mouthful to say, isn't it? But Alolan just may have gotten the greatest glow-up of its career. It doesn't have great stats. Never really has, but if a Mungus is good enough, carried by Regenerator and a good status move to be OU power level, then I think Alolan can do it too. Slowking Galar, I just have these fellas here as examples of regen mons and the power of regen as an ability. Alolan has regen, it now has Flip Turn for pivoting. This is really big. So is Scald, so is Wish. I mean, this is an amazing defensive support Pokemon. You could even go Covert Cloak, reduce hacks, reduce Salt Cure. Boots is another option. I think this is going to be great. This is going to be really good. OU power level. I'm going to say it. OU power level here. It's mono water, regen, Scald, flip turn. That's all you need. Wish is icing on the cake. Last move slot, who knows? What do we got? Ice Beam for dragons, Pain Split for some healing. Skill Swap could be have some random application. You can remove Magic Bounce. There's applications for that maybe. I think this will enhance the viability of like stally teams. Might even be good on non-stall because it's just a regen pivot like Slowking Galar, who's been great, and it can spread burn, it can wish your teammates. Baxcalibur was already one of the most powerful offensive Pokemon in the format with its excellent ability providing a complete immunity to burn, amazing offensive stab types, Glaive Rush, the great signature move. It's just really threatening. It has a priority. Icicle Crash is a physical stab that doesn't make contact, and it threatens things like Corviknight. It just matches up well against the common defensive walls. It's been an excellent Pokemon, and it just got even better. Scale Shot is a new option for Baxcalibur. Multi-hit Dragon type attack that raises speed, lowers defense. Could be a new way for Baxcalibur to sweep, and with Loaded Dice, which is a new item, multi-hit moves always hit at least 4 times. And Baxcalibur already used this sometimes with Icicle Spear. This could now be a set, and you could run Swords Dance instead of Dragon Dance, and use Scale Shot as the form of speed increase rather than Dragon Dance. Only issue is that this is now Rock Weak because you're using your item slot on Loaded Dice rather than Heavy Duty Boots. Choice Band is also another popular way to go, and that's more immediately threatening than Loaded Dice is, but this is an amazing new option. I'm sure we'll see it on some teams. It may be superior to the Dragon Dance or Choice Band sets in certain situations. And another indirect buff to Baxcalibur is the presence of Ninetales Alola returning to the metagame, who has always been excellent. Snow Setter with Snow Warning. Aurora Veil, amazing setup move that basically light screen and reflect in one. This is not only going to buff the defense stat of Baxcalibur in the snow, a new mechanic. Ice types get extra defense in the snow. It's going to provide it extra turns with Aurora Veil to set up and sweep. It's also going to enhance various other Pokemon, but Baxcalibur just got a new option and an amazing new teammate to enable it. I think Baxcalibur is even better than it already was now. This is not really a Pokemon that got buffed, more that it kept options that a lot of other Pokemon lost. So in a way, it's gotten an upgrade by proxy, I suppose. Mandibuzz is going to be a defogger that can actually do something to Goldengo, which is a really valuable trait. I think Dark Flying typing could fit really nicely here. It has really valuable utility, still gets Toxic, Defog and Knockoff, Foul Play, U-Turn, Roost. Just a mon with a lot of utility. Overcoat helps a little bit. Immunity to Spore, Sleep Powder, Sandstorm. Not that you ever see Sandstorm. Just wanted to quickly shout out Mandibuzz. I think it got a bit of an upgrade here and will maybe end up being a useful presence in the format. I don't know if OU, because OU you got to be widely used, but I think it'll be viable in OU, even if it's not usage-wise ranked in OU, because it has this typing, these valuable tools. Finally, we have at least one new defogger that seems like it might fit well in the metagame. Folks, we end on some amazing news. The Fallen Titans, Weevile and Tyranitar, they've thrown them a bone. They've given them something. Weevile has knockoff back. That's pretty big. That was the main reason this guy fell so far down to RU, is that it lost knockoff, one of its most important moves. Now it's back. I think that's gonna bring it back at least up to UU. I don't know about OU. I mean, Power Creep's really something. It's fast, it's threatening, it has boots on. It can use Trailblaze now, that's fun, to boost its speed. And with knockoff back, maybe this will be worth a damn. I'll say UU at least for Weevile. And Tyranitar has knockoff. First time Tyranitar's ever gotten knockoff. That's a pretty nice buff, I think. They're being a bit more scarce with the knockoff distribution, but if you're going to give it to anyone, Tyranitar, it's pretty fitting. It's going to smack your item off, and it needed a buff. Without Pursuit, without any Sand synergy, really. Any noteworthy Sand rushes come back? No, not really. Maybe you could do Sand Slash. Probably not. I don't think Sand Slash is good enough. I'm sorry, Sand Slash fans. But this is nice. I think Tyranitar will probably just stay UU. I don't know if this is enough for OU. Tyranitar's always been great defensively though, and this might be the option it needed to compete again. I would love to see that. I would love to see good old Tyranitar rise back up. The classic, the GOAT. Thanks for watching, folks. Sorry I couldn't do a full edited vid today. Got a lot of stuff in the works with the tournament and everything, which you can check out, by the way, on my other channel. But let me know what you want to see next. DLC just came out. A lot to talk about. New Pokemon, returning Pokemon. What do you want me to cover? Let me know. Thank you to the patrons, of course, always. And thank you to everyone who donated to my Gen 3 OU tournament, which you can watch on the Jimothy Gaming channel. And the donation link is below as well if you want to appear on this end screen. Thank you, everyone.
KO by one hit. It scattered Spike. The money got different.